Hey guys, Mr. Scary36 here, and I just want to give this quick announcement since most of you guys don't really watch this to the end. So I'm gonna give just a quick little announcement. So this chapter here is the end of season 1 of Stalker. So I might go on a little hiatus, but maybe not, I don't know. My planning skills are god-awful, and essentially, what's gonna happen is I'm gonna work on chapter 13 through 24. I'm not really sure if Stalker has that much to go, actually, but there is definitely a chapter 13, and it is in the works. In fact, it's almost done. I just need to, finish it. Basically, how it's gonna work is I'm gonna have two playlists on the channel. One's gonna say Stalker Season 1, and then Stalker Season 2, naturally, and then, literally just put it. Yeah. In episode 1 of season 2 isn't going to be labeled episode 1 of season 2. It's going to be labeled chapter 13 season 2. But I might not do the seasons thing at all, so I really don't know. Yeah, so just thought I'd give you guys a heads up, since you guys are very important to this channel and deserve to be notified if anything changes. So those are some potential changes. Anyway, let's get right into the chapter. The car kept going for what felt like hours. She was listening to Marilyn Manson, 9 Inch Nails, and My Chemical Romance. Honestly, if I were to get kidnapped to any band, it would be these bands. I'll give Raven that. She did at least listen to the same music I liked. Honestly, she was beautiful. If only I wasn't such a bitch, I'd be fine. Her and I would be happy. I have too many boundaries. I always have. However, on the flip side, just because I wish her and I could be happy together, there still is an elephant in the room. She is a murderer. She is psychotic. Maybe it would have been fine if she just murdered someone, but she stalked me, raped me, and kidnapped me. Needless to say, her resume isn't looking all that clean. Suddenly, Raven slammed on the brakes and I went rolling into the trunk lid. I hear Raven get out of the car and close the door. I then hear her open the back door to my right. She closes that door and opens the trunk. I thought right then she was going to beat the shit out of me and leave, but what actually happened was rather strange. Instead, she interrogated me. All she asked was, "Do you have one of your little friends following us?" Raven, as much as I would love that, I don't even have a phone. Sure, Daniel has a car, but he wouldn't know where to find me. We've been driving for an hour at least? I avowed. The person that's been following us stopped their car too. I'm going to politely confront them, Raven says in a cute but eerily malevolent voice. She then closes the trunk. I hear gravel crunching beneath her as she walks away. I then hear screams from two different people. One I knew, but I was unfamiliar with the other one. I was hoping that someone had come and saved me. I was also hoping that the person that was going to save me would win. The whole situation lasted about 2 minutes. After that, the screaming seemed to stop. I then hear Raven grab both objects, which sounded like two metal poles. I then hear her throw them in the back seat, and we're on the road again. This had already been one hell of an adventure, and I hope that it doesn't end horribly. Some may ask, why didn't I just try and struggle out of the trunk? However, each time I shifted, the metal handcuffs would dig into my wrist until they bled. My feet were also duct taped, so there wasn't much I could do besides wait until I had the chance, whenever that may be. After what seemed like hours, we finally stopped again. I then hear Raven get out of the car and open the trunk. However, who I see wasn't Raven. The girl I seen before me had hair stretching to her lower back. Her hair was this dark green color with streaks of darkness. Her face wasn't recognizable. She was, however, extremely attractive, but unfamiliar. She was wearing a red hoodie with jeans. "Who are you?" I questioned. The girl then pulls out a key from her pocket and unlocks the handcuffs. She then pulls out a pocket knife and cuts the duct tape holding my feet together. "My name is, Sarah. Yeah, Sarah," Sarah says bashfully. "You don't seem all that sure," I argued. "Really? You're going to argue with the person that saved you?" "No, it's just, you seem a little, whatever. Well, my name is..." I then get interrupted. "Miles. I mean, Miles, right?" Because I totally didn't know that. I was just guessing, you know? "Right. Well, thank you. What exactly is our next move?" I say in an attempt to forget the fact that I may have yet another stalker. Miles isn't a common name, no matter how you slice it. How many Miles do you know? Probably not a lot. And the fact that she guessed my name so fast and perfectly, it was honestly quite odd. But she did save me, so I didn't really have room to argue. "Oh, our next move? I guess we'll stay here tonight, and, yeah, we'll just stay here," Sarah says, as if she was making this plan at this moment. "Right. Well, what about Raven? Where is she, and do we even have money to rent a room in this hotel?" "Oh, Raven. Yeah, she's not really concerned now. As far as the money, of course, I have money. Not a lot, but enough for a room. Wait, did you... never mind. I don't need to know. Yes, she should be dead." Sarah interrupted. "Right, thanks. Good to know there are more than one psychopath around here." "Hey, I'm not a..." Sarah managed to get out before she suddenly started crying. She then closed the trunk and sat on it and planted her face into her palms. I sat down next to her and put an arm around her. She laid her head on my leg and continued sobbing. Hey, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. I'm just afraid, that's all. Plus, you're my heroine. You saved me." "I don't even think you've let the reality set in that you saved another person. You're not a psychopath," I say in hopes it would help her. I never meant to make her cry. Sometimes my sarcasm gets the best of me. At the end of the day, I just wanted to know what the fuck was going on. I went from a nobody at school to now having 2 potential stalkers. Sarah isn't a confirmed stalker, but how the hell did she know where me and Raven were? And how did she know that I even needed saving? I would say my parents or someone I knew sent her, but I have never met her a day in my life. "Are you sure?" Sarah says with a childlike innocence. "Yes, I'm positive." She then gives me a hug so tight that it was hard to breathe. "Okay, we need to figure out what our next step is. Do you have any money? Why would we need that? Look behind you, I say as I point to the complex behind us. Oh, you want us to stay in the motel? Sarah says with slight disgust. Not really, but it's our only option. This is the only place out here. We're literally in the middle of nowhere. Nothing but trees and forests for miles. If we stay in the car, someone might try and mess with us. I guess you're right, Sarah says as a faint smile creeps across her face. We then get off the trunk of the car and go inside to pay for a room. We then get ready for some much needed rest. Once we get a little shut-eye, we will think on what to do next. As I was coming out of the bathroom after getting ready for bed, I had noticed something. There was only one bed. This is what she wanted, wasn't it? No time for paranoia. I'm too fatigued to care at this moment. I then curl up in the bed beside her and we both fall asleep. Right before we do, she grabs my arm. As I stated before, I was too fatigued to really care, so we both swiftly fell asleep.